And we are live here in LumberJillville, and I am so freaking excited. So excited of what's going on. So let's see. Let me just update my. Okay, let me change this. So we have a lot of women's figure reveals to get through, and I am just overjoyed. Now, if you remember last year, okay, we had an issue last year, everybody. We had an issue because there were no women's reveals. There were 10 women's wrestling figure reveals and 148 men's reveals, something to that nature. And I was mad. I was so mad that I actually created a pipe bomb. I had a pipe bomb promo, and here I am today. We are going to go through them. I was going to make a video because it'd probably get more views in the video form, but I wanted to go live. I wanted to talk to all of you residents of LumberJillville and see what you think about these reveals, because I am just absolutely blown away. I am so excited. And before we dive into these reveals, I just want to remind anyone who hasn't done it yet, make sure to subscribe to LumberJillville. Also, comment on my Naomi Elite figure review. Make sure you put a comment down there to enter the giveaway. Now, I will be drawing a winner. I'm going to do it Saturday, WrestleMania Day 1. So, Gold Beast is here. What is up? So make sure to enter that giveaway. And yeah, without further ado, I mean, who wants to get right into these reveals? Who wants to get right into them? I do. So, like I said, I was so almost overwhelmed in a good way. So let's minimize this. Okay, here we go. We are ready. WrestleMania reveals. Guys, we are getting Wendy freaking Chu. I cannot tell you how excited I was when I saw these images. My heart stopped. Anyone that knows LumberJillville knows for years I have been trying so hard to promote Wendy Chu, get her a figure, because not only does she deserve it, but she is so toyetic. She is so incredibly toyetic. She's so talented, so amazing. If I had a favorite superstar, it's probably Wendy. It is probably Wendy. And here we go. It is a main event style figure, but if you look close, the details here are amazing. It takes me back to that Xia Li main event or basic figure. And if you look at the slippers, yes, Ace says love the slippers. If you look at the slippers, they look like they're different. And usually with the standards and the chases, it's the exact same molds used on both. The paint application is the only thing different. But here, it looks like the slippers have a little bit of a different sculpting to it. Absolutely amazing. This is what women's main event figures should look like. This is the amount of effort, the detail, the love, the care, the attention, the body part choices, the attire, the detail on the attire. Look at the socks. Look at the slippers. Look at the hair. Oh my gosh. This blew me away, y'all. If this was the only women's figure reveal that we got, I'm not saying I would be happy. I would be content. Of course, I would make a video. I'd be really mad that we didn't get any more women revealed. But Wendy Chu is my spirit animal. I absolutely love Wendy Chu. She is my absolute favorite superstar. And the fact that her figures look so amazing, I can't even tell you how excited I am. And also how stressed I am that I don't want to miss out on this pre-order. I do not want to miss out on this pre-order, because especially I like how they did the dark evil Wendy Chu on the right. And then we have my favorite version of Wendy in one of my favorite attires. I have cards hanging up. You can't see up there. I have my Wendy Chu cards, and I have a lot of really good Wendy Chu cards, and a lot of them she's wearing that cookie attire. I could talk all day about this Wendy Chu figure, but I am just blown away. And yes, Rodney, it literally has been my wish. Every year when I've done a wish list, I've always talked about how they need to make a Wendy Chu figure. She's been with the company for years now. She's gone through a lot of different character changes. She was Mei Ying, which is just crazy. But this Wendy Chu character is so fun and so unique. And it takes me back to the 90s when wrestlers had gimmicks and actually had something to their characters that made it fun and brought me back to my childhood. And that's what Wendy Chu does. And the fact that this figure looks amazing. Oh my gosh. And I hope Ringside's not listening. I don't care how much this costs. I'm going to order both of these. Multiples of both of these. I am so freaking excited for this figure. I cannot even begin to explain. So with that being said, these look amazing. I love the detail in the slippers. The attire looks amazing. The body part choices are great. Look at her hair. Her hair is beautiful, and they actually did an amazing job with her face. They sometimes have issues with capturing different nationalities in figure form. I think Jazzwares has a little more issues than Mattel, but this looks... I cannot even tell you how excited I am. But I know not everyone's here for Wendy. I just had to start off with my favorite superstar. I got the Chu Crew t-shirt on. The OG Chu Crew t-shirt on. And yes, the cookie attire one is... I love the dark one. But the cookie attire one, that is the Wendy that I just fell in love with that character, you know? And like I said, a lot of my WWE Panini cards, she's in that attire. My first gold I ever pulled of Wendy in that attire. So let's move on. Let's move on. Oh my gosh. Freaking love it. Here we go. Bayley is finally getting an Ultimate Edition after all these years. There are some big women's names that never got an Ultimate Edition. Bayley was at the top of my list. Also, Liv Morgan deserves an Ultimate Edition. Now, I have a feeling they might show a Liv Morgan Ultimate Edition. With all the love we're getting for the female talent, I could see Liv getting an Ultimate Edition announced. But at this time, we haven't gotten that. This is just day one. But this Bayley looks fantastic. I mean, Bayley deserves and has deserved an Ultimate Edition for quite some time. She is one of the 4 horsewomen of WWE. She is one of the women that has changed how people tune into WWE programming and see the women and respect the women. And Bayley is a huge factor to that. So the fact that we got her an Ultimate Edition form, I'm over the freaking moon. So I love the hair. I love the face. I love the jacket, the accessories. Now, I'm interested. I can't really tell the body sculpt. They always give her this tiny waist that doesn't fit her. And like I said, I think these women are so amazing and beautiful in their own bodies, no matter what the shape, no matter what the physique. And I love when the action figure companies show that love and that care. And that's what AEW has been knocking out of the park as of late. But Mattel has been getting better and better, and this Bayley looks fantastic. Now here we have the extra arms and the extra head are not going to be this big. Okay, I just blew them up so you can see them a little better. It's a little zoomed out version of Bayley. And then we have the arms, we have the head, we have the hands. Y'all, and this Bayley's up for pre-order on Ringside Collectibles right now. So make sure to pre-order her. Use discount code LJV to save 10% on all women's wrestling figures, period. This Bayley is amazing. Well deserved. Now we have Liv. I have to say about Liv, I love the detail in the top. I love the detail in the boots. I love the detail in the extra accessory that goes around her waist. I'm not sold on the face sculpt and scan. I still feel like this isn't it. I will say that. Now, I'll wait till I have it in hand. Absolutely. Liv Morgan is one of the 4 horsewomen of LJV, one of the 4 women that anytime I review their figures, it brings people to the channel. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss. I almost forgot. Those are the 4 horsewomen of LJV. So she is definitely getting added to the collection, just like all the figures I'm showing you today. And I think it looks really, really cool. And yeah, the hair is throwing me off. It is throwing me off as well. Maybe that's why the face looks off to me. Now, her last elite, in my opinion, was a very important elite because it was the Money in the Bank when she won Money in the Bank. But it didn't look like Liv. It looked like Amber Heard. I mean, I thought the face scan and sculpt was terrible on that figure. Honestly, I thought it was really, really bad. I think the main event figures that have came out after that last Elite she had a better likeness. But yeah, that last Elite was terrible in my opinion. Yeah. I'm going to be interested to see it in person, but I love, if you can see, there's the title. There's a Women's World Championship there with the custom Liv side plates, Dirty Dom shirt. I mean, this is needed. This is much needed. Love the Liv. I'm just not completely sold on the face. You'll have to let me know in the comments what you think about it. All right, next we got Tiffy Time in the main event line. Now, they did use the head that was on her first Elite, and I really like this attire. I really like this body sculpt. I think it works perfectly for Tiffany. It worked good on her very first in the line figure, that first main event / basic figure that came out over a year ago. But that face scan and sculpt didn't look like Tiffany. The Elite is definitely not the best resemblance of Tiffany, but as you will see later in the video, we are getting another Tiffany that I haven't been able to sit down and look at, so we'll look at it together. I just got the images sent to me by Chad over at Rowdy Rider Reviews. Go check them out. He was sending me images while I was driving home. And yes, there's a Tiffany Ultimate Edition we will get to later in the slideshow. But I think this, yes, Ace says very solid Tiffany. I agree. I think this is a solid Tiffany main event figure. I think it's fun. I love the attire. It looks really, really cool. But I'm not completely sold on that head sculpt. I'm really not. It's the same one they used on the Elite, but the Elite even was like, at the end of the day, that really doesn't look like Tiffany. And I think it comes down to the face shape and the face proportions. She has a very unique facial structure, and I don't think they've captured that properly yet. But either way, this main event figure looks awesome. Next, we have a main event figure of Kyrie Sane. So, not much to show here. It's a, pre-paint production sample here. And as you can see, it's the same head that was, no, it's not. Is it? Wasn't she smiling in her latest Elite? No, maybe she wasn't. Maybe that is the same face sculpt and scan. Sorry, I'm all flustered. But yeah, I mean, it's a main event figure. Who knows? We'll just have to see what kind of deco and attire. I'm guessing they're going to put her in a t-shirt. That's why they chose the sculpt. It's the same. Okay, Goldbee says it's the same. Thank you. And I should know because that, oh my gosh, I have it, guys. Guys. I have it literally right in front of me. It is the same face sculpt and scan, which I actually think is tremendous. So I'm okay with them reusing it. I mean, this Kyrie Sane Elite, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, is the all-time best women's wrestling figure, period. I really do think that. I really stand by that. Hey, shout out to family. Wanted a shout out. Here's your shout out, family. Welcome to LumberJillville. Welcome to this very exciting stream. I'm just overwhelmed with joy with all the women figures we saw today. Guys, Keani Jordan. I've said this for years that they need to make more. Ooh, could be Saudi gear. Gold Beast. Why did that not even enter my brain? It did not enter my brain. I actually love when they make women's wrestling figures in the Saudi gear. I don't like those Saudi pay-per-views because the women are so restricted compared to the men, but I love when they make figures of the women in the Saudi gear because it's empowering. It really is, because it's like, here's this woman wearing this kick-ass gear, and now we have it in figure form, and it looks amazing and it looks beautiful. So, I'm excited now. Okay, might be Saudi gear. I'm excited. Next, we have Keani Jordan. Now, I've said this for years because I'm a big fan of NXT. NXT is absolutely amazing. And I'm opening, this is an alcohol-free channel. I'm opening this blueberry water here. So I need to wet my whistle. That sounds dirty, not dirty. So Keani looks cool. It looks like we have a unique torso and upper body sculpt. And that's so important to note because a lot of times on the women's main event figures, the part choices aren't right. They just reused torsos. I mean, look at the Katana Chance main event figure, just as an example of poor decision making on the women's figures. This looks excellent, absolutely excellent, and she definitely deserves to have a figure. So, not painted, so not much to see here. However, it looks really cool, and I'm really excited for this figure. Next, we have Jade. We have Jade in the main event line. Now, this looks cool. It looks cool because we have, once again, a unique sculpt in the midsection and the upper extremity. I don't think this is the main event 2-pack Jade. I could be completely wrong, but I believe it's not. I believe it's a standalone main event Jade. Like I said, I've been at work all day. I just pulled into work. I have hat hair. I put on my Chu shirt, my Chu crew shirt to show some love to Wendy Chu. And I haven't really gotten to study or research these. So I'm going through a lot of these, for the first time in detail with all of y'all. So I'm not sure if this is, I don't think it's the same sculpt. Like the hair looks different. And also that upper body sculpt looks different than what her main event 2-pack with Bianca is. But yeah, Cody is shocked by the molding on the top. Me too, but this is what the main event line should be. We should have quality sculpts, unique part choices chosen for the women. And I'm telling you all, after today, I have so much hope in my heart. And last year was when I had a breakdown. I made the pipe bomb video talking about how we had 10 women's reveals to like 148 men's reveals. I was hot. I was mad. And it looks like they corrected the form a little bit. And this Jade looks great. It looks freaking great. I can't wait to see it painted. Yeah, I love the hair too. Next up, now this was a controversial figure when it was shown because nobody knew who it was, right? I believe it's Alba Fire. Like I said, I didn't get to do research, but looking at the top design, looking at the belt part around her waist with the straps, and also looking at the face sculpt and scan, which I don't think looks very good. I think this is Alba. You'll have to let me know in the chat what you think. And I'm very interested to know or to get your take on it. But I'm pretty sure that's Alba Fire, which actually, after watching SmackDown last week, I made a statement to myself. It's a weird thing to say, but I wanted a Secret Hervis Alba Fire as her first elite. I want the Secret Hervis Alba Fire so bad. Alba has been on the radar in WWE since her NXT UK days. Yeah, so there's a lot of discussion. I'm pretty sure it's Alba. Like I said, I haven't had the time to zoom in, really look closely, but looking at the body shape, looking at the attire of the top, and what gives it away to me is that belt accessory with the strap on the right side. It looks to be Alba Fire. It really does. So I think that's what it is. And yeah, Kaylee Ray was a legend in NXT UK. She really was. And she's never got a figure. So, okay. Very, very cool. I'll have to do some research and compare and see if it might be her Clash at the Castle gear, but I really appreciate that input. That really does help, honestly. Yeah, I want a Secret Hervis Alba. I do. Even if they put her and Piper in the main event line, I think they can make Secret Hervis, that'd be a fun figures that I think would sell pretty good. So, yeah, not much to see here. And yeah, Alba's first figure is an elite, rightfully so. She has done so much. And if you watch her in the ring, it's truly amazing how underrated she is. I know that word gets tossed around a lot, but she is an amazing, talented wrestler. And she doesn't get her flowers like a lot of these stars or main event stars. Blueberry water. Okay. Blueberry water, everybody. Guys, we have Nikki ASH. Why would I say Nikki ASH? Here we go. We have the Wyatt 6 Nikki. The freaking Wyatt 6 Nikki, and it looks amazing. Look at the detail on this figure. This stopped me in my tracks. It stopped me in my tracks when I saw all of Wyatt 6. I hope that's a standalone elite line. How cool would that be? One elite wave is the Wyatt 6. Unbelievable. I can't wait to see this painted. It's hard to tell. I'm going to get close to my computer, so I'm sorry for the awkwardness. Hopefully she has her mask. It does. Okay, Just Dance says the prototype looks like an orange creamsicle. It really does. It really does look like an orange. Oh, I did not see the painted pics. Okay, we will get back to that. Apparently, there's painted pics that I have not added to the slideshow. Okay, we're not going to stall too long, but I am going to go to Ringside Collectibles. I'm going to look at their Instagram, and we are going to try to find the painted pics of, okay, I don't see the painted pics of this Nikki. Oh, okay, here we go, everyone. I'm gonna hold, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, no one wants to see Lexi. Guys, this is a bad exposure. There, oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate y'all. I didn't see that. Oh my gosh, that Nikki is so cool. And not only am I excited for these figures, but I'm freaking excited for making these videos. I cannot wait to make the intros to these videos. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, there was a glare. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go back. No one wants to see my stupid face and my hat hair. Nikki, oh my gosh, this looks amazing. Nikki, friend of the channel. Now, this to me is a bit of a head scratcher. I'm happy about it because I believe this is Michelle McCool. I mean, yeah, it's Michelle McCool. You can tell by the sculpted top. And she'll be in the Legends line. And that makes me happy because what I've learned today, as happy as I am with all the female releases, I am noticing a trend with the Monday Night Wars, the Superstars line, and usually the Legends line, it's all dudes, it's all guys. They rarely put women in the line. The Monday Night Wars line has made me so mad because Medusa, in my opinion, was a huge Kickstarter to the Monday Night Wars when she dropped the WWF Women's Championship in the trash live on Nitro. She should have been in the first wave, and she still hasn't been announced in any Monday Night Wars wave. And how this wave's not going to last much longer. It's just not. These waves never do. So I'm frustrated that we didn't get a Medusa shown that came with a trash can and the WWF Women's Championship. What are we doing here, Mattel? What are we doing? That's beyond the fact. Beyond the fact, okay? We're going to focus here on the new Michelle McCool. Now, Michelle McCool's very first elite was early in the line, and it's a harder elite to obtain. So I'm actually really happy that she is getting an elite in the line, in the Legends line. And it's cool that we have that split Divas Championship. So hopefully that means that we're getting a Layla. I would love to have another Layla elite because the Layla elite is a bit controversial. I reviewed Lay Cool early in the channel, Michelle and Layla. You can go back early in the channel and see that review. And that Layla I thought was really cool, but it really didn't look much like her, to be honest with you. It was kind of different. Yes, I'm sorry. It's the Women's Championship. I apologize. It is the women's title. It's not the Divas title. That is my bad. My bad. I should know this. I should have said that. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. But it does look really cool. Thank you, Ryan, for that correction. You are absolutely right. But yeah, so Michelle McCool, I'll be excited to see what attire they put her in. But absolutely going to pick this up. We need more women in the Legends line, but I'm thinking this title that comes with Michelle makes me cross my fingers that we get another Layla, a better Layla. I would love to have, oh my gosh, I'd love to have Lay Cool in my collection, an updated Lay Cool. All right, next up we have Lola. Okay, I love Lola Vice. She is truly an amazing talent. I love her character. I love her work. And I think they made some changes from the 3D renders to the sculpted pieces. It looks like they did kind of widen out the hips a little bit, thicker legs in that image from what I saw. And I'm happy about that because honestly, the final result, I think it looks great. I think they're starting to take more time and put more attention into the physiques of these women. And like I said, that's what makes them so unique, so beautiful in their own ways, is their different unique shapes and body part choices that Mattel can make making the figures. And when I first saw the image of the Lola, it just looked like the tiny Zelina Vega body sculpt. And I was like, come on, Mattel, do something about that. That is not accurate. Like, Lola has a very unique physique. Oh, that rhymes. Unique physique. And here we go. We have, it looks like a unique physique on Lola, and I love it. I love that we have this badass sculpt with her hair back. I'm really excited to see what it looks like painted because unpainted, it's terrifying looking, but that's just kind of how it looks at this stage in production. And then I think this sculpt and scan is my favorite because the hair looks absolutely beautiful. Hey, let's not hide it. Lola's got some amazing hair. She's got some beautiful hair. She's got really good volume, okay? I've been reviewing women's wrestling figures on this channel for almost 5 years, and the hair sculpt is a big part of these women's figures. And a lot of times, I mean, insert Liv Morgan in the Elite we looked at earlier, they don't really put a whole lot of attention and care into the hair. But every once in a while they do, and they've started to a little bit more. And this Lola, the hair is absolutely beautiful. I know that's weird to say about a figure's hair, but it's amazing. Okay, Gold Beast asks if it's the chase. It is not the chase. It's going to come with 2 heads. So that's really cool. It'll come with 2 heads, as far as I know. It'll just be one Lola Elite, but it will come with 2 different heads, which means I'm going to have to order multiple Lolas because I got to display both of these. It looks freaking amazing. But yeah, I love that we have this, you know, MMA fighter Lola. But this hair sculpt, y'all, I can't say enough good about this hair sculpt. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, hopefully they can capture her true beauty with her face sculpt and scan, and we'll just have to see how it comes out. But I have to say, the body sculpt looks night and day from the 3D render images that we saw when they first showed those images. Like I said, it was just a generic body sculpt, and I was really disappointed. So here, it looks fantastic. It looks amazing. I'm really, really happy with how this Lola looks at this stage in production. Now, this is not up on Ringside for pre-order, but hopefully it is soon. It's really, really cool that we are seeing this stage of production right now. All right, I had to put this here. I made this post on Instagram, okay? And I made this post because I have to be honest, this was the first leak of Comic-Con, day 1. It was Cody and Brandi kissing, they were almost kissing. And it was the most awkward I've ever felt in my wrestling figure collection period because I'm like, why? What do they do? Why would, I don't know. I don't know. Displaying figures kissing. I mean, you do you. Everyone does what they want, collects how they want, and I respect that. But man, I just felt uncomfortable with the image that they had. So I thought I'd have fun with it. I thought I'd have fun with it and make it a theatrical image from Spider-Man in the rain. So there we go. There we have it. Brandi kissing Spider-Man. And it looks to be under that Spider-Man mask. It looks to be Cody. I'm not too sure. We'll have to look at the next couple slides to find out, but it could be Peter Parker for all we know. There we go. That's the image that made its rounds on social media. And I don't know. I mean, I get what they're doing. It was a pretty big moment. And yeah, a pretty big moment, but just awkward. I just felt weird about it. How did y'all feel about it? I mean, respect. They're a married couple. It's great. You know, it's great to have this moment, but I could have done without the kissy faces. I think it's weird. I really think it's weird. So we're getting an Ultimate Edition Brandi Rhodes. And here's the thing I've seen a lot of people complaining, a lot of people upset. I'm sure a lot of people expected me to be upset, but I'm going to be honest with you. I am over the moon excited to have a Brandi Rhodes Elite. I'm sorry, to have a Brandi Rhodes Ultimate. Now, the reason being, and this is something, I hope this one stands. Oh my gosh, her AEW figure does not stand. In my opinion, that AEW Series 1 Brandi Rhodes, I think that is more rare than any chase, any rare that AEW has released because it was very limited in numbers. Okay, so here's why I'm happy to have Brandi Rhodes as an Ultimate Edition figure. She has done a lot behind the scenes in women's wrestling. She is an absolute trailblazer. You know, I made a post on Black History Month a couple years ago, and I just wanted to throw that out there now because I think this is pretty amazing. She was the first Black woman to appear in a match at Wrestle Kingdom, the first Black woman to ever ring announce for a major American wrestling promotion. Also, the very first to hold a top executive position in a North American wrestling promotion. That was over in AEW. So she really did do a lot of amazing things, not just for women, but for the Black community. And I just think that's so amazing. And I think she's an amazing individual, honestly. I really do. And I think this is a well-deserved Ultimate. Looking at it more, I'm going to have to stop myself from trying to get 3 tomorrow. I'm going to try to get 2 of these 2-packs. The Cody will be up for sale on my eBay. But this Brandi, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it looks just like her. And like I said, I think it's all the accolades and all the accomplishments that she's achieved that she doesn't get credit for makes me love this figure even more. And it's something that I can't stress enough. That a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people might see her as, oh, she's just Cody Rhodes' wife. No. She actually has accomplished a lot for herself over the years and really has made a name for herself behind the scenes. So I'm freaking stoked for. Try to talk me into not getting 3. Someone in the chat, talk me into not getting 3. I'm getting 2. Can't talk me out of that. But try to talk me into not getting 3 because I want multiple of this figure. This might be my favorite reveal besides Wendy Chu, of course. I mean, I don't know. I could look at this figure all day. I just think it looks like a beautiful figure. Okay. We do have someone talking me out. Okay. I don't need 3. All right. 3 people, very special to me. Gold Beast is an OG. Okay, everyone's telling me I only need 2. Thank you. I will only get 2 tomorrow because of y'all talked me out of it. But look at that Brandi. Look at the Brandi. It's so amazing. I want 3. I want 3, everybody. I want 3. Okay, don't do it. Okay. Guys, okay. So these last few images were images sent to me by Rowdy Rider Reviews. Make sure to go subscribe to them on YouTube. Some of my best friends, Chad and his son Ryder, run the channel. It's a really fun channel. Ryder has gone viral quite a few times. The most recent was he had a meltdown when John Cena turned heel, and it was amazing. It was awesome. Not awesome that he had a meltdown, but it was awesome that it was on video and it got a lot of attention because they are some of the best people out there on YouTube. So I just wanted to take a minute and just talk about how amazing Rowdy Rider Reviews is over on YouTube. Make sure to check them out. Just the best kind of people in this collecting world. And they sent me these images while I was driving. I almost pulled over because a Tiffany Stratton Ultimate, I did not expect that. Now, I am going to get close to my screen, and it's not for what a lot of you think I'm doing by getting close to the screen. I'm not looking at what you think. I'm looking at her face. Give me a minute. Yeah, that doesn't look like Tiffany. Guys, that doesn't look like Tiffany. I mean, hey, this is a 3D render, so I'm going to hold my judgment. And here's the thing. This figure with the Money in the Bank briefcase, the sculpted attire, the unique chest sculpt, Luke likes the girls. Luke likes the ladies. Luke wanted to get a close look at Tiffany here. There's a lot of unique sculpting in her midsection, her chest, her attire. I think that looks amazing. The hair looks amazing. But don't let it distract you from that face scan and sculpt that looks very much like Megan Fox. It looks just like Megan Fox, everybody. It does. Now, once again, this is just a 3D render. They've shown that they can make changes. Look at the Lola Vice figure, for example, from the 3D render to what we got in the actual pre-production sculpt. It got a lot better. So, in my opinion, it doesn't look like Tiffany. It doesn't look better than her ultimate or than her elite and her basic. Yeah, it does, in my opinion. But I still think it's missing something. So we'll wait. I'll wait to pass judgment on the face scan and sculpt until we have it, until I have it in hand to review. But I think it's awesome that we are getting an Ultimate Edition Tiffany. I think it's well deserved. I think she's a absolute star. I think she got pushed really quickly. That's a topic for another day, but I think she's very talented, definitely brings a lot to the table, and I'm really happy that she's getting an Ultimate Edition. Good for her. And hey, we had 3 women's Ultimate Editions revealed today. Do you know how many women's Ultimate Editions we had last year revealed at all 3 days of the reveals, everybody? Does anyone in the comments know how many women's Ultimate Edition figures we had revealed for us last year? I want to see someone try to guess. Someone guess how many women's Ultimate Editions were revealed last year during the WrestleMania reveals. None. 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 There were no women Ultimate Editions. There were absolutely no women's Ultimate Editions revealed last year. None. Absolutely. I know it's hard to believe. You'd think 1 or 2 or 3. Rhea wasn't shown at the WrestleMania reveals because I would have been a lot happier if they had showed that last year. I believe she was actually just showing off at Comic-Con in the summer, or maybe even later than that. Maybe even later, like Ringside Fest. She definitely wasn't shown off. I'm almost 100% sure because I made a video and wrote down stats, and there were 0 women's Ultimate Editions shown last year. So the fact that they showed 3 on day 1 makes me happy. But yeah, Tiffy time is here. This is going to be a hot selling figure. It really is. I did not expect this. Look at this Lyra. Look at this Lyra. This looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. Not just the face scan and sculpt, but the body sculpt. Look at her legs. She has muscular legs in real life, and they got that. She looks shorter in stature. Her midsection is muscular. This is what I'm talking about. Jazzwares, I'll say it again, the last, I'd say year or so, they've really made their figures amazing. I think they make the best women's wrestling figures. But after today's reveals, I think WWE might be taking over the lead. They might pass AEW. It's been back and forth the last few years. But I love how they're starting to give the unique detail to the body sculpts. I mean, look at her legs, her midsection. Amazing. Absolutely stunning. And when I opened up that Elite Naomi and saw that they gave her a unique sculpted backside, I was like, okay, maybe Mattel is moving in the right direction on giving unique sculpted body parts and proportions to the women. And like I said, that's what makes them so amazing and individual. And yeah, this Lyra, I honestly cannot say enough good about this figure. I think it's fantastic. I think she doesn't get enough love from the wrestling community by just how good she is, but she is absolutely fantastic. And we have one final image. Y'all, this blew me away. This blew me away. We have Julia. And I am at a loss of words because look, I will say the head looks a little big. It kind of gives me the Mandy Rose basic vibes. Remember that Mandy Rose basic? It was like a Funko Pop. It was like a JD McDonough. No, that's mean. But the Julia head looks a little big. Maybe it'll be scaled a little bit. But look at the face. Look at the hair. Look at the attire. Look at the body sculpt. Look at the mask. Look at the hands. Look at the boots. This is an absolute work of art. I mean, there are women's wrestling figures that come out that to me are works of art. They should be in museums. The Asuka Ultimate Edition is one. The Io Shirai, her first Elite was one. This Kyrie, to me, is the best women's wrestling figure of all time. And this Julia looks like it might just be up there. I mean, I'm blown away by it. I am absolutely blown away by it. Now, I'm hoping, yeah, okay. That's what I was just going to say, Cody, is I would think they both came in around the same time, and they both had similar impacts, right? And I honestly think that a Stephanie Elite has to be shown tomorrow. It has to be. If we saw a Julia, there's got to be a Stephanie. And last year, I was just baffled. I was mad. I was upset at the lack of women's reveals. But this year, and I said last year in my pipe bomb video, like, is there anyone working for Mattel that's making the decisions, that's designing the figures, that's choosing who's made into figures? Do any of them watch or support women's wrestling? Because I honestly questioned if they did. It's obvious that Jazzwares and AEW, they do their due diligence. They make the not just the top stars, but they make the lower stars that are popular. But I don't know. They you could tell that they put a lot of love, care, and attention into their women's figures. And Mattel the last couple of years has really disappointed me. They've made some amazing women's wrestling figures, but they've made some real big stinkers. And at this point in the line, they shouldn't. And they've had some questionable decisions, but a lot of those decisions that I've questioned in the past, today's reveals has really given me hope for Mattel going forward with the women's figures. That's something. I'm sure there's someone that works with WWE in Mattel. Whoever makes, I don't care if it's Mattel makes the decisions or WWE, someone that makes the decisions the last year or so hasn't made the right decisions or has really dropped the ball. So that's what I mean. That's what I mean. And I know that there are people at Mattel that can make decisions on figures, because why else are we getting 600 Great Muta figures? He never even wrestled in WWE, and we're getting a lot of his figures because Bill McKean is a big fan of the Great Muta, So, but he also, to give him props, he also had a big part in designing the Asuka Elite, the Io Sky Elite, the Io Shirai Elite, the Kyrie Sane Elite, which is the all-time best, oh my gosh, best women's wrestling figure. He played a big part in designing that. So, yeah. Okay, Mattel decides WWE and retail get to veto, though. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never really known the whole process. So I don't know, but I would love to hear what you guys know or what you think. But either way, at the end of the day, there's people making the decision. There's people making decisions who to make, how to make them, what parts to use. And over the last year and a half, whoever was doing that with the women was doing a terrible job and must not watch women's wrestling. I mean, that was just my opinion. I mean, but things are starting to change, and I think it started when we started seeing a bunch of Rhea Ripley figures coming out, because why would you not? She is the hottest women's superstar, and I don't mean that in the way that it might sound, but I mean she is on fire as far as her character, her popularity. That's what's hot right now. And they are releasing a lot of Rhea figures, and that's what they need to do, and that's what they've never really done with the woman, is release multiple figures of that woman in one calendar year, in the main event line, in the elite line, in the ultimate line. I'd say the closest thing we got to that was Ronda. When Ronda was with the company, they pumped out her figures. But even Sasha's figures were kind of spaced out, and with all the Codys we saw today, with all of the Legends figures that we've seen, with all the superstars that have gotten multiple figures. I mean, we've gotten too many Austin Theory and Grayson Waller figures. Is anyone buying those? Is anyone out there buying the Austin Theory and the Grayson Waller figures? I mean, Grayson's on his second Elite, or technically, I guess, third, because he had the chase. Yeah, Becky too. Yeah, but hers were kind of spread out. I honestly think hers were kind of spread out. She was just with the company for a very long time. But yeah, Becky and Sasha, I think, are similar to where they might have had a couple years where they had like 2 or 3 figures, but I'm talking like a bunch of figures. Like Cody's getting, I don't even know how many figures in one calendar year, but I feel like right now they need to do that with Rhea. They need to do that with Liv. Now, Rhea is promising because we've gotten a lot of Rhea figures over the last few months even. So hopefully they keep pumping them out, keep putting her in lines. And I want them to do the same with Liv because I think Liv is also one of those popular superstars. And that's all of the day one reveals. And y'all, it was a lot to get through, but I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go backwards to the review. The Julia, like I said, I can't stop. Amazing. So let's go back. We got Julia Elite. We have Lyra Valkyria Elite. Amazing. Look at the detail in the body part choices. Oh, amazing. And I'm not crying. I've been up since 5:30 working, so my contacts are drying out. I'm not shedding a tear, although this could make me shed a tear with how awesome today's reveals were. The Tiffany Ultimate Edition looks cool, but I'm waiting to see what the final product looks like as far as the face goes, because the face, Megan Fox nailed it. Definitely looks like Megan Fox, but the attire, the body sculpt looks amazing. Blueberry water. Brandi Rhodes. I don't understand it with all the amazing women's figures I showed today. The second most excited I am for figure is this Brandi. Like I said, Brandi Rhodes, not just having another Ultimate Edition women's figure, but Brandi has accomplished so much behind the scenes for women, for African American females. She's awesome. She's an absolutely amazing individual, and I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Cannot wait for this figure. My gosh. Okay. There's no one wants to see this again. PDA. No one likes PDA, but everyone likes Spider-Man PDA. So we did find out today, everybody, if there's anything you learned from my live stream, you found out that under that Spider-Man mask, it was Cody all along. It was Cody. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Lola, real quick, like I said, they definitely made some improvements from the 3D render we first saw. It looks like she does have thicker legs, thicker waist. It looks like they really did a good job with part choices here, with giving her a unique look. Amazing. And once again, that hair sculpt, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful hair sculpt. And I like that we have the MMA Lola as the alternate head there. Really, really cool. Michelle McCool, we have a woman in the Legends line. That makes me happy anytime they do that. But I think Michelle McCool's first figure is pretty flawless for when it was released, honestly. I mean, that figure's pretty amazing. Go back and watch my review if you haven't seen it. But it's cool. I mean, are we getting her in the Legends line because she's married to The Undertaker? Is that why she's in the Hall of Fame? Maybe. But we need Layla. If we get a Layla, heck yeah. But this will be a cool figure. I do wish we got a Melina. Someone did say that in the chat. And Jacob, I will get to that comment soon. Nikki Cross, Wyatt 6 Nikki. Absolutely fantastic. I cannot wait for this figure. Y'all, if this comes out in October, it'll be the ultimate Jilloween figure. Oh my gosh. I mean, I want it to come sooner, but if this is slated for October, what better figure for Jilloween than this Nikki Cross? Unbelievable. And the painted images are on ringside. And I am going to say that, everybody. All these images, I tried to keep their logo in the corner of all the images just to show you where I got them. These are ringside collectibles images. I have a partnership with them. I get a discount code. I can't say enough good things about Ringside Collectibles, how great they've been, not just with me, but just in general with wrestling figures. I absolutely love Ringside Collectibles, and all these images are from them. So I just want to give them their props and their due. Now, here is Jade. This is going to be a main event Jade, different than her main event 2-pack with Bianca. Look at the extra sculpting in the top and the chest and the unique hair. This looks pretty freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, I wonder if she's going to have the paint. Do you know what I'm talking about? She had the attire where she had like the line of paint down her face. Okay. All right. We got Keani Jordan, top NXT women's talent. Amazing. We have Kyrie Sane, and someone very intelligently made the comment in the chat that this might be a Saudi attire, and I would be stoked. I love when they have the women's figures in the Saudi attires, and I didn't even cross my mind until they said it in the chat, so shout out. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this figure comes out, because as it stands, her elite is the queen of LJV. Here we have a main event Tiffany. Love the attire. I love the deco. I think it's fun. Not a huge fan of this sculpt and scan of her face. This was previously used on her elite. I think it's better than her first sculpt and scan that she had done on her very first in the line figure, but I still think it leaves a lot to be desired. Doesn't really look like Tiffany when it comes down to it. Okay, you can tell by the neck sculpt. I appreciate that input. Thank you so much. I'm going to have to look at her Saudi attire and compare the pictures. Like I said, I didn't really get to do the research, so y'all in chat have been awesome, absolutely freaking awesome at answering questions or pointing out things that I didn't notice or things that I might not know. So once again, I appreciate you guys for doing that. Thank you so much. Good point. Good point. We got Liv Morgan Elite. This should be up for pre-order soon, I would think. This figure looks like it's done, but we get the Women's World Championship there. Very, very cool. I'm not sold on the face and the hair, honestly. I don't know. I'll wait to see in person. You never know with the lighting and everything, but I think there's something off about the sculpt and the scan here. And that's a shame. Liv deserves to have the best face sculpt and scan. Here we have the long overdue Ultimate Edition Bayley. I mean, let's go to the next slide for better images. Good for Bayley, y'all. Good for Bayley. Good for Bayley. Live in the shorts. Oh, we need Liv in the shorts. We need Liv in the jean shorts. Mattel, make it happen. Like I said, I'm hoping Liv goes into that category that Rhea's been in, and they just pump out Livs, multiple Livs. I'm talking at least 5 in the next calendar year. Make it happen. If we can have that many Codys, shout out to Cody. I know he's not watching, but Cody Rhodes seems like a tremendous, amazing human being. So I'm not throwing any shade on all the Cody figures. It's just funny how many figures we're getting of him. I'll say that. So no shade on Cody. I like Cody Rhodes a lot. He's definitely done a lot for my boys over at Rowdy Rider Reviews. So nothing but love for Cody, but it's a lot of Cody figures shown. But yeah, this Bayley, beautiful figure. This Bayley is available on Ringside Collectibles right now. Use discount code LJV to save 10% at checkout. Yeah, beautiful figure. Absolutely stunning. And here it is. What I'm most excited about. Wendy freaking Chu. The Chu Crew. The Chu Crew t-shirt. You can see in the bottom left corner, the Chu Crew t-shirt is in full effect. I have been wanting this figure for the last, I'd say at least the last 2.5 years. I've made videos, I've made my wish list, and every year Wendy's on there, and I talk about how Wendy Chu needs to have a figure, not just because she is an amazing talent. What she's able to do with any character she's given is tremendous, but the fact that she's so toyetic. But beyond that, I thought, okay, if she's going to be put in the main event line, I don't think they're going to do her justice. I don't think they're going to do a very good job. I was wrong. I was absolutely 1000% wrong. These figures look unbelievable. I cannot freaking wait. I have so much anxiety. I'm going to be checking Ringside Collectibles every 3.5 minutes until this goes up for pre-order, because I don't want to miss out on this figure. And everyone watching, if you do catch these figures on pre-order, please send me a message on Instagram, send me a comment on YouTube, something to get me over to Ringside, because I cannot miss out on these figures. I just cannot. I want these figures so bad, and I am so excited for them. And then we have this cute little title card here that I made. So let's there we go. I got my hat hair in full effect. I got my blueberry water, and that was fun. That was fun. Now, okay, so as far as the Wendy Chus, I will say this. With how they do the chases and the standards and the women's main event figures the last few years, usually like the more common attire is the chase and kind of the more abstract attire is the standard. So I actually expect the Wendy in all black to be the standard and the cookie one to be the chase. I hope it's the other way around because the chase is going to be overpriced on ringside. I'm just going to say that and throw that out there because the quantity, hopefully it's not, but it seems like the main event women's quantities happen low. And anytime there's a low quantity, price goes up. But I'm hoping the standard is in the blue and the chase is the evil Wendy. But who knows? We'll wait and see. But either way, I need multiple of both of them. I need both of them. I in my life. I cannot wait for that. And that being said, let's freaking hunt. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, and I'm not just to talk about that. So that's a whole thing I want to make a video on. Like ringside collectibles, I can't say enough good about them. I really can't. But when there's a low quantity of an item, the price goes up. And that's a business motto. I don't have a business. I'm not making a whole lot of money on YouTube, right? So I don't judge that or anything. And it makes sense, but it sucks. And I'm guessing that the cases are maybe one women's figure every 2 cases or something. Because obviously the quantity is very, very low. And when the quantity is low, the price goes up. So I don't know the quantity that they're getting of the main event figures, but I'm really hoping that the quantity evens out or goes up. And if I miss out on the Wendy Chu, I am writing a letter to Mattel. I am making tons of videos. I am going to badger it. But either way, yeah, it's I wonder how many, like quantity wise, women's main event figures they get compared to the men in the line. I really do. Because it's been scary. It's been scary. I don't think I've missed any yet, but I've come very close. I've come very close of missing a pre-order for the women's main event figures. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen. So yeah, hopefully let's wish upon a star tonight that the women's main event figures will be plentiful. And when they're putting that much attention and love and detail into the figures like the Wendy Chus, they need to have those be not the short packed figure of the set because those are toyetic. Those are going to sell, in my opinion. Mattel will be hearing from us. Yeah, we're going to get something started. But with that being said, that was almost an hour. We kept it under an hour. And guess what, everybody? My booty will be back tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow. And by we, I mean me and probably Luke and Lolea. And Comair Alexa's around here somewhere. But I did want to keep this under an hour, so I am going to jump off. But once again, we've had a lot of people in the chat tonight. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank y'all for being here. It means a lot. And on top of that, thank you for being so active and for pointing things out that I might have not known or I might have missed. Like, it really does mean a lot. And I appreciate all of you here. And make sure you enter that Naomi giveaway. Go comment on my Naomi Elite review. Subscribe to LumberJillville. And you'll be entered in. And we will have a winner Saturday. So, yeah, I'm really excited. But, yeah, I love every single one of you residents of LumberJillville. It's so good to see you guys. A lot of y'all have been names that have been with me from the start, and I can't say enough good about the community here in LumberJillville. So I love y'all so much. And guess what? I will see y'all tomorrow. Look how bad my hair is. I will see y'all tomorrow, day 2 of the reveals. I don't know what's going to be shown, but either way, we'll be back in some way, shape, or form. So have a great night, y'all, and thanks for watching.